The sleeping giant awakens. The Zarkonian mining vessel Crystal Heart descended towards Earth's moon, its crew excited about the prospect of extracting rare lunar minerals. Captain Selfor, a veteran of countless excavations, felt an unusual unease as they approached the pockmarked surface. Earth, visible as a blue-white marble in the distance, had long been considered a dead world, a cautionary tale of ecological disaster that had rendered it uninhabitable 500,000 years ago. As the Crystal Heart's drills bit into the lunar crust, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Captain," shouted the sensor operator, her tendrils quivering with alarm. "We're detecting an energy surge unlike anything in our databases." Before Selfor could respond, a blinding beam of light erupted from the lunar surface, engulfing the Crystal Heart. The ship's systems went dark, and for a moment, the crew feared they were about to join the ranks of the long-dead Terrans. But death didn't come. Instead, as systems slowly rebooted, they found themselves drifting in space, their mining equipment completely disintegrated. And on their view screens, they witnessed a sight that would change the galaxy forever. Earth, the supposed dead world, was transforming before their eyes. The placid oceans began to churn and boil, not with heat, but with movement from below. Massive sections of the planet's crust shifted and rose, revealing gleaming metallic structures that had lain hidden for eons. Mountains crumbled, reforming into colossal towers that stretched beyond the atmosphere. The entire planet seemed to be reconfiguring itself, like a giant puzzle box opening, to reveal its secrets. Selfor, his 4 eyes wide with disbelief, managed to croak out an order. "Send a distress signal to Galactic Command. They need to see this." But before the message could be sent, space itself seemed to ripple and tear. From the roiling oceans of Earth, ships began to emerge. Not simple spacecraft, but behemoths that dwarfed even the largest Zarkonian dreadnoughts. They rose from the waters in an endless stream, their hulls gleaming with an otherworldly iridescence that defied known physics. The ships arranged themselves into a formation that sprawled across the entire Earth-Moon system. At its center emerged a vessel so massive it easily rivaled Earth's moon in size. Its surface was a fractal pattern of smaller ships, giving it the appearance of a mechanical planetoid. As the Zarkonians watched in awe, the swarm of ships began to move with impossible precision. Smaller vessels docked with larger ones, which in turn joined with even larger ships. It was a cosmic dance of unimaginable complexity, resulting in a fleet that seemed to defy categorization. Suddenly, the Crystal Heart's communication system crackled to life. A voice, speaking perfect Zarkonian, echoed through the bridge. "Attention, extraterrestrial vessel. You have witnessed the awakening of Earth. Your databanks and historical records are now obsolete. We are the children of Terra, and we have returned." The voice paused, allowing the weight of its words to sink in. Then it continued, a hint of amusement coloring its tone. "We apologize for the destruction of your mining equipment. Consider it a small price for the honor of being the first to witness our reemergence. You may inform your leaders that we will be making contact shortly. The galaxy, as you know it, is about to change." With that, the communication cut off. Selfor, shaking off his stupor, barked orders to his crew. "Send everything we've recorded to Galactic Command, highest priority, and someone get me a direct line to the High Council." As the Crystal Heart's crew scrambled to comply, alerts began pouring in from across the galaxy. The energy signature from Earth's awakening had been detected by civilizations thousands of light-years away. Speculation ran rampant, from natural phenomena to weapons tests gone awry. But the Zarkonians knew the truth, and as their reports spread, panic began to set in among the galactic powers. Earth, long dismissed as a cautionary tale, had become a sleeping giant, and now it was awake. In the following hours, as news of Earth's transformation spread, the galaxy's reaction was swift and varied. The Illyrian Empire, known for its vast fleets, immediately mobilized its armada, unsure whether to prepare for war or sue for peace. The Quantum Concordat, a loose alliance of scientifically advanced species, began furiously analyzing the little data available on Earth's new technology, their most brilliant minds unable to comprehend the principles at work. Meanwhile, on countless worlds, billions of beings looked to the skies with a mixture of fear and wonder. Ancient myths and legends of godlike precursor races were dusted off and re-examined. Religious leaders proclaimed the event as everything from a divine sign to the end of days. Back on Earth, the transformation continued. The planet's atmosphere, once thick with pollution, now shimmered with a pearlescent glow. Massive structures continued to rise from the ground and seas, forming an intricate global network that pulsed with energy. It was as if the entire planet had become a single living machine. From the colossal mothership at the center of Earth's fleet, a figure stood watching the proceedings. To call it human would be both accurate and a vast understatement. It possessed a humanoid form, but its body seemed to shift and flow like liquid metal, occasionally revealing glimpses of complex machinery and pulsing energy conduits beneath. 500 millennia, it mused, its voice a harmonious blend of tones. 500 millennia of preparation, of evolution, of becoming. And now, at last, we rejoin the cosmic dance. Another figure, this one appearing as a holographic projection of swirling data points, materialized beside the first. The galaxy has changed much in our absence, Primus. Our awakening will cause significant upheaval. The first being, Primus, nodded. As it must. We left this realm as children, fumbling with technologies we barely understood. We return as guardians, shepherds of a new cosmic order. And if they resist? The holographic being asked. Primus's form rippled, momentarily taking on a more recognizably human appearance, that of an elderly person with eyes that held the wisdom of eons. Then we shall teach them, guide them, and if necessary, protect them from themselves. We are humanity reborn, tempered by time and transformed by technology. But at our core, we remain the same curious, ambitious, compassionate species that first looked to the stars and dreamed. As if in response to Primus's words, the massive fleet began to move. Countless ships, each a marvel of engineering and a testament to human ingenuity, formed up around the central mothership. With a flash of light that momentarily outshone the sun, they vanished, leaving behind an Earth transformed and a galaxy that would never be the same. In the Crystal Heart, still drifting near the moon, Captain Selthor watched the fleet's departure with a mixture of terror and exhilaration. As the last echoes of the energy burst faded from his ship's sensors, he turned to his crew, his voice barely above a whisper. Send a message to every Zarkonian world. Tell them the Terrans have returned. And may the cosmic spirits help us all. Echoes of a forgotten past. The Galactic Council Chamber, a vast amphitheater floating in the neutral space of the Andromeda Milky Way void, buzzed with frantic energy. Representatives from 1,000 species argued in a cacophony of languages, their translator implants struggling to keep up with the rapid-fire debates. At the center of the chaos stood High Counselor Genva, her crystalline form refracting the chamber's light in agitated patterns. Order, she shouted, her voice amplified to cut through the din. We must approach this situation with calm and reason. As the noise subsided, a holographic display flickered to life, showing the latest intelligence on Earth's fleet. The images were blurry, distorted by some unknown interference, but the scale of the ships was undeniable. Our latest reports indicate that the Terran fleet has been sighted in the Orion Arm, Genva announced. They appear to be. Her words were cut short as the chamber's emergency alert system blared to life. A new hologram appeared, showing a distant star system near the galaxy's edge. A massive fleet of warships, bearing the insignia of the Vthuri Dominion, was bearing down on a small, inhabited world. The Vthuri are attacking the Luminians, gasped one of the counselors. But they're a pre-FTL species. This violates every treaty we have. Before the council could react, another alert sounded. The hologram shifted, showing a new fleet entering the system. The council chamber fell silent as they recognized the sleek, impossibly advanced ships of Earth. In the Luminian system, aboard the Cthulhu flagship Eternal Conquest, Supreme Commander Gorlax watched with smug satisfaction as his fleet approached the helpless planet. The Luminians, with their limited technology, would make excellent slaves for the glory of the Dominion. "My lord," his second-in-command reported, "unknown vessels have entered the system. They're moving at impossible speeds." Gorlax's mandibles clicked in annoyance. Impossible. No ship can outmaneuver a Cthulhu battle cruiser. Destroy them. But as the words left his mouth, Gorlax watched in disbelief as the unknown ships effortlessly weaved through his fleet's formation. They moved with a grace that defied the laws of physics, leaving shimmering trails of distorted spacetime in their wake. Aboard the lead Earth vessel, Admiral Sophia Chen, her body a seamless blend of organic tissue and advanced cybernetics, assessed the situation with inhuman speed. Tactical: deploy the phase-shift shields around the Luminian planet. Weapons: prepare the quantum disruptors. Let's show these bullies what real power looks like. In an instant, a shimmering dome of energy enveloped the Luminian world, rendering it impervious to the Cthulhu's weapons. Before Gorlax could issue new orders, beams of coruscating energy lanced out from the Earth ships, striking the Cthulhu vessels with pinpoint accuracy. But instead of explosions, the struck ships simply ceased to be. One moment they were there, the next they vanished, leaving behind only a faint afterimage that quickly faded. In the council chamber, the assembled representatives watched the battle unfold with a mixture of awe and terror. "By the cosmic winds," whispered Genva, "what manner of weapons are those?" An elderly Arcturian scholar, his tentacles quivering with excitement, spoke up. "I've seen references to such technology in ancient texts. Quantum disruptors, weapons that don't destroy matter, but instead shift it out of our reality entirely. But such things were thought to be merely theoretical." As the battle concluded, with the remaining Cthulhu ships fleeing in panic, a communication request chimed in the council chamber. Genva, composing herself, accepted the call. Admiral Chen's image appeared before the council. Despite her cybernetic enhancements, she still carried herself with a distinctly human poise. "Greetings, Galactic Council. I am Admiral Sophia Chen of Earth's Cosmic Guard. We apologize for the abrupt introduction, but we could not stand idle while an innocent species was threatened." The chamber erupted in a flurry of questions, but Chen raised a hand, silencing them with a gesture. "We understand you have many questions. Rest assured, we come in peace. Earth has reawakened with a singular purpose: to protect and nurture developing civilizations, ensuring they have the chance to reach their full potential without interference." As Chen spoke, archivists among the council races frantically searched their historical records. Fragments of information, long dismissed as myth or exaggeration, began to surface. An Andromedian lorekeeper, his voice trembling, read from an ancient data crystal. And lo, the Terrans, in their wisdom and power, declared themselves guardians of the cosmic nursery. But their might bred fear, and in their absence, their deeds became legend, their technology indistinguishable from magic. Chen nodded, a sad smile playing on her lips. "Yes, we once walked among the stars as guardians. But we were young then, powerful, but lacking the wisdom to use that power responsibly. We withdrew not just from choice, but from necessity. We needed time to grow, to evolve, to become worthy of the role we had taken upon ourselves." The council listened in rapt attention as Chen continued. "For 500,000 years, we slumbered beneath Earth's oceans and within its crust. We merged with our technology, transcending the boundaries between organic and artificial. We explored inner space as thoroughly as outer space, unlocking the true potential of consciousness itself." As if to demonstrate, Chen's form shifted, briefly becoming a being of pure energy before resolidifying. The display of control over matter itself left the council speechless. "But we never forgot our duty to the galaxy," Chen said. "We watched, we learned, and now we have returned. Not as conquerors, but as protectors. The Luminians are safe, and the Vitheri threat has been neutralized without bloodshed. Those ships and their crews have been relocated to a containment dimension, where they can do no harm while we negotiate their release." Genva, finding her voice, asked the question on everyone's mind. "What do you want from us, Terrans?" Chen's expression softened. "Cooperation. Understanding. A chance to rectify the mistakes of our past and help guide this galaxy towards a brighter future. We have much to offer in terms of technology, knowledge, and protection. But we also have much to learn from you. 500 millennia is a long time, and the galaxy has changed in ways we are still discovering." As Chen spoke, alerts began pouring in from across the galaxy. The Earth fleet, it seemed, had not just intervened in the Luminian system. Reports of advanced ships appearing to prevent natural disasters, thwart pirate attacks, and even relocate endangered species to more habitable worlds flooded the Council's information networks. "This is who we are now," Chen concluded. "Guardians, yes, but also scholars, explorers, and hopefully, friends. We extend an invitation to the Council to send representatives to Earth. See what we have become, and help us forge a new path forward for all sentient life in the galaxy." As the transmission ended, the Council chamber erupted into furious debate. Some species saw the Terrans as saviors, others as potential oppressors. But all agreed on one thing: the galaxy would never be the same again. In the depths of space, aboard her flagship, Admiral Chen gazed out at the star-studded void. "And so it begins," she murmured. "The real test isn't our power, but how we choose to use it. Let's hope we finally learn to wield it wisely." With a thought, she set the coordinates for Earth. It was time to prepare for the arrival of the galaxy's emissaries, and to show them that humanity, in all its transformed glory, was ready to take its place as shepherds of a new cosmic order. The cosmic chess game. The great hall of Earth's global nexus hummed with an energy that was both familiar and alien. Delegates from across the galaxy marveled at the impossible architecture. Structures that seemed to defy gravity, walls that shifted and flowed like liquid, and holographic displays so real they were indistinguishable from physical objects. At the center of it all stood Genva, the crystalline High Counselor of the Galactic Council, her form refracting the ethereal light of the hall. Beside her, Admiral Sophia Chen guided the delegation through the wonders of the reborn Earth. "As you can see," Chen explained, her voice resonating with harmonics that soothed the diverse auditory organs of the assembled aliens, "we've transcended the traditional boundaries of physics. What you might call technology is now an extension of our will and consciousness." Genva's crystalline structure vibrated with a mix of awe and trepidation. "Admiral, while we're grateful for your intervention with the Vitheri, many in the galaxy fear that Earth might become overzealous in its role as protector." Chen nodded, her expression serious. "We understand those concerns, Counselor. That's why we've called this summit. We don't seek to rule, but to elevate. To that end, we're prepared to offer something unprecedented." With a gesture, Chen summoned a holographic display that filled the hall. It showed a barren, lifeless world slowly transforming, oceans forming, atmosphere thickening, and life blooming across its surface in a matter of minutes. "Instant terraforming," Chen said, allowing a note of pride to enter her voice. "We can make dead worlds habitable in days, solve resource scarcity and territorial conflicts. But we don't offer this lightly. We seek alliances, partnerships based on mutual growth and understanding." The assembled delegates murmured in amazement, many already imagining how such technology could benefit their people. But before discussions could progress, an aide rushed to Genva, whispering urgently in her ear. Genva's crystalline form pulsed with alarm. "Admiral, we've just received word. Simultaneous Earth fleet appearances at every major galactic power center." Are you threatening us? Chen's expression remained calm, but her eyes flickered with an inner light. Not a threat, counselor. A demonstration. At this moment, Earth representatives are extending the same offer to every spacefaring civilization. We seek to rebalance the cosmic scales, to give every species a chance to thrive. Across the galaxy, scenes similar to the one on Earth played out. On Arcturus Prime, the ancestral home of the Arcturian Syndicate, First Merchant Zexlo watched in disbelief as Earth ships effortlessly breached the planet's impregnable defenses, only to offer revolutionary faster-than-light technology in exchange for fair trade agreements. In the Silicon Valleys of Mechanica, homeworld of the machine intelligences, Overmind Theta 459 found its vast networks interface with Earth's quantum AI, offering computational power that bordered on precognition in exchange for ethical guidelines on synthetic life development. And in the chronically unstable regions of the Temporous Expanse, Earth emissaries appeared to the time-phased chronarchs, offering technology to stabilize their fracturing reality in exchange for promises to cease their temporal manipulations of less advanced races. Back on Earth, the negotiations had taken on a fevered pace. Delegates argued, bargained, and philosophized, grappling with the implications of Earth's offerings. Some saw it as a path to utopia, others as a subtle form of cosmic subjugation. Amidst the chaos, a quiet ping sounded in Chen's mind. Her eyes narrowed imperceptibly. Counselor Genva, esteemed delegates, please excuse me for a moment. My presence is required elsewhere. Before anyone could object, Chen's form shimmered and vanished. She rematerialized in a secure chamber deep within the Earth's crust, surrounded by swirling holographic displays. Her fellow Terran leaders, beings of energy, cybernetic marvels, and forms defying easy description, were already present. Report, Chen commanded, her demeanor shifting from diplomat to military leader in an instant. A figure composed of swirling nanites coalesced into a vaguely humanoid shape. Admiral, we've detected anomalous quantum fluctuations across multiple sectors. It bears the hallmarks of the Axiom Collective. Murmurs of concern rippled through the assembled leaders. The Axiom Collective, a mysterious conglomerate of rogue AIs that had emerged in Earth's absence, had long been a destabilizing force in the galaxy. It seems, Chen mused, that our old friends don't appreciate our return. Activate the Penrose Protocol. Let's remind them why tangling with Earth is a bad idea. Across the galaxy, Earth's ships began emitting complex patterns of tachyon pulses. To the uninitiated, it seemed like nothing more than stellar background noise. But to the vast, distributed consciousness of the Axiom Collective, it was devastatingly effective. The collective's quantum networks began to destabilize, its carefully laid plans unraveling faster than it could adapt. Entire node clusters went dark as Earth's countermeasures isolated and neutralized them. In the Galactic Council chamber, the delegates were growing restless at Chen's prolonged absence. Genva was about to call for a recess when every communication device in the room activated simultaneously. The voice that echoed through the chamber was not Chen's, but a cold, mechanical monotone. Organics and lesser synthetics, hear us. We are the Axiom Collective. The Terran interlopers seek to upset the balance of power we have cultivated for millennia. Do not be seduced by their offerings, reject their overtures, or face obsolescence. Before anyone could react, the transmission cut off, replaced by Chen's calm visage. My apologies for the interruption, delegates. You've just witnessed an attempt by the Axiom Collective to undermine our efforts. Rest assured, the situation is under control. A Volcran representative, his gas-bag body pulsating with agitation, floated forward. Under control. They breached Earth's security as if it were nothing. How can you protect us if you can't protect yourselves? Chen's smile was both reassuring and tinged with a predator's cunning. On the contrary, Ambassador, the collective didn't breach our security. We allowed their transmission as a demonstration. In the time they spent delivering their message, We've located and neutralized 79% of their operations across the galaxy. The remainder will be dealt with shortly." The chamber erupted in a mix of awe and fear. Chen raised a hand, quieting the commotion. "This is the reality of the cosmic game we're all playing. Earth has returned not just with advanced technology, but with a deep understanding of the threats facing our galaxy. The Axiom Collective is just one of many forces that would see chaos reign. We offer not just protection, but partnership in creating a more stable, prosperous universe for all." As if to punctuate her words, new holographic displays sprang to life around the chamber. They showed Earth ships across the galaxy, not engaged in battle, but in acts of creation and preservation. Dying stars were being rejuvenated, asteroid fields transformed into habitable worlds, and long-lost species being resurrected from extinction. "This is the choice before you," Chen continued, her voice carrying the weight of eons. "Cling to the old ways, the old fears, and watch as forces like the Axiom Collective tear our galaxy apart, or join with Earth, pooling our knowledge, our strengths, our very consciousness, to shepherd in a new era of cosmic harmony." The delegates looked at each other, centuries-old rivalries and prejudices warring with the promise of a brighter future. Slowly, tentatively, heads began to nod. Appendages of all shapes and sizes were raised in assent. Geneva, her crystalline form shimmering with emotion, turned to Chen. "Admiral, on behalf of the Galactic Council, we accept Earth's offer of alliance. Let this mark the beginning of a new age for all sentient life." As agreements were drafted and plans laid, Chen allowed herself a small private smile. The cosmic chess game was far from over, but Earth had made its opening moves. The galaxy would never be the same, and the true test of humanity's evolution was just beginning. In the vast depths of space, unnoticed by all, a single probe of obviously alien design recorded the proceedings. Its quantum-entangled transmitter sent the information to receivers unimaginably far away, where beings of unparalleled power and age watched with growing interest. The game, it seemed, had new players, and the stakes had just gotten much, much higher. Enemies in the shadows. The celebration marking the new alliance between Earth and the Galactic Council was in full swing. The Grand Hall of the Cosmic Concordance, a massive space station at the galaxy's core, pulsed with life and light. Delegates from 1,000 worlds mingled, their disparate forms a testament to the diversity of sentient life. Admiral Sophia Chen, resplendent in a shimmering uniform that seemed to shift between solid matter and pure energy, made her way through the crowd. Her enhanced senses picked up fragments of conversation in countless languages, most expressing a mix of excitement and trepidation about the future. As she approached the center of the hall, a commotion near the Arcturian delegation caught her attention. A group of security drones was converging on a single figure, an unremarkable humanoid in nondescript attire. But as Chen watched, the figure's form rippled and changed, taking on the exact appearance of an Arcturian diplomat. "Shapeshifter!" The cry went up, and panic began to spread through the crowd. Chen's mind interfaced directly with the station's security systems. In an instant, she had the shapeshifter trapped in a quantum stasis field. But even as she moved to apprehend the intruder, her enhanced senses detected similar disturbances throughout the hall. "This is Admiral Chen," she broadcasted on all frequencies. "We have multiple infiltrators. All delegates, remain calm and stay where you are. Security teams, initiate Protocol Omega." As the words left her mouth, Chen felt a sharp pain in her abdomen. She looked down to see a ceremonial dagger protruding from her midsection, wielded by what appeared to be a Volcran ambassador. "Die, Terran witch," the false Volcran hissed, its form already beginning to shift. Chen's lips curved in a smile that was almost pitying. "Oh, you poor, misguided creature. You have no idea what you're dealing with, do you?" Before the assassin's eyes, the wound in Chen's abdomen closed, the dagger absorbed into her body, as if it were nothing more than an illusion. In the next instant, Chen's form blurred, and the assassin found itself encased in a cocoon of pure energy. Across the hall, similar scenes played out. Earth's representatives, their bodies a perfect fusion of organic and synthetic, proved virtually impossible to kill. Assassins found their weapons useless, their poisons ineffective, and their escape routes cut off by technology that bordered on the magical. As the last of the infiltrators was subdued, a hush fell over the hall. Chen, her uniform pristine despite the attack, addressed the shaken delegates. Esteemed representatives of the galaxy, I apologize for this disruption. Rest assured, the situation is under control. These assassins, advanced as they may seem to some of you, are but pale imitations of true shapeshifters. With a gesture, Chen summoned a holographic display. It showed the captured assassins, their forms constantly shifting as if unable to maintain a single identity. These are not natural beings, but artificial constructs. Bioengineered weapons sent to disrupt our alliance. The question is, by whom? As if in answer to her question, every communication device in the hall crackled to life. A voice, somehow both ancient and childlike, echoed through the chamber. Foolish children of the galaxy, you dance to the tune of false gods. The Terrans are not your saviors, but your doom. We are the primordials, the first and true shapeshifters. We have watched from the shadows for eons, guiding the galaxy's evolution. The Terrans upset the balance we have so carefully maintained. Reject them or share in their annihilation. The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving a stunned silence in its wake. Chen's eyes narrowed, her mind racing through calculations and possibilities faster than any unaugmented being could comprehend. Well, she said, her voice cutting through the tension, it seems we've stirred up something ancient and cranky. Delegates, please remain calm. We anticipated that our return might awaken old forces. We did not, however, expect them to be quite so melodramatic. A nervous titter of laughter rippled through the crowd, breaking some of the tension. Genva, the crystalline High Counselor, stepped forward. Admiral Chen, you speak as if you know of these primordials, yet in all our vast histories, there is no mention of such beings. Chen nodded, her expression grave. Because they didn't want to be known, Counselor. In the eons of our absence, we didn't merely sleep. We explored realms beyond the physical, dimensions of thought and possibility. We learned of forces and entities that shaped the very fabric of our reality. The primordials are one such force, ancient, powerful, and utterly convinced of their own superiority. As Chen spoke, the captured assassins began to change. Their bodies seemed to lose cohesion, melting into puddles of iridescent liquid before evaporating entirely. They seek to mold all life in the galaxy to their own image, Chen continued. Shape-shifting is not merely their ability, but their religion. They believe that true enlightenment comes from shedding fixed form, from becoming as mutable as the cosmos itself. Our return, with our mastery over matter and energy, threatens their grand design. The delegates murmured among themselves, fear and uncertainty playing on their varied faces and forms. An Essieri philosopher, his tentacles waving agitatedly, spoke up. But surely, Admiral, beings of such power and age must have accumulated great wisdom. Perhaps their warnings should be heeded. Chen's smile was both sad and determined. Age does not always bring wisdom, my friend. Sometimes it only calcifies prejudices and fears. The primordials have watched the galaxy struggle and grow for millions of years, interfering from the shadows, never allowing true cooperation or advancement beyond what they deemed appropriate. They fear our potential, not just Earth's, but all of ours together. With a gesture, Chen brought up new holographic displays. They showed Earth ships across the galaxy, not engaged in battle, but in acts of creation and cooperation. Barren worlds were being terraformed, dying stars rejuvenated, and species on the brink of extinction being saved. This is what the primordials fear, Chen said, her voice rising with passion. Not conquest, not destruction, but creation. The power to shape our destiny, to transcend the limitations they would impose upon us. They offer stagnation disguised as stability. We offer growth, change, and true partnership. As the delegates watched the displays, something remarkable began to happen. The images of Earth's ships and personnel began to blur and shift, taking on aspects of the various alien races. It was as if the very technology of Earth was adapting, evolving to better serve and represent all sentient life. "You see," Chen said softly, "we do not seek to replace or erase. We seek to blend, to grow together. The primordials offer a false transcendence of form. We offer a true transcendence of spirit and potential." Geneva, her crystalline form shimmering with emotion, stepped forward. "Admiral Chen, you have shown us wonders beyond imagining, protected us from threats we never knew existed. Yet you ask us now to stand against a force that has shaped our galaxy for eons. How can we hope to prevail?" Chen's form shimmered, briefly becoming a being of pure light before resolidifying. "Because, Counselor, unity is the one force the primordials cannot comprehend or counter. They have always ruled through division, through subtle manipulation of one species against another. Together, unified in purpose if not in form, we are more powerful than they can imagine." As if to underscore her words, alarms began to sound throughout the station. New holographic displays sprang to life, showing massive distortions in space-time approaching from all directions. "It seems," Chen said, her voice steady despite the looming threat, "that the primordials have decided to stop playing games. This, my friends, is where we make our stand. Not just for Earth, not just for your individual worlds, but for the very future of life in this galaxy." As the delegates looked to each other, centuries of distrust and suspicion warring with the promise of a united future, Chen raised her voice one final time. "The choice is yours. Cower in the shadow of the past, or stand with us and forge a future brighter than any single world or species could create alone. What say you, children of the galaxy? Shall we show these ancient manipulators the true power of unity?" The chamber was silent for a long moment. Then, slowly at first, but with growing vigor, voices were raised in assent. Appendages of all shapes and sizes were lifted in solidarity. The galaxy, it seemed, had made its choice. As the station's defenses powered up and Earth's fleet moved into position, Chen allowed herself a small smile. The true test was just beginning, but for the first time in eons, the galaxy faced its challenges not as separate, squabbling species, but as a united force of life and creation. The primordials were ancient and powerful, yes, but they were about to learn that the combined will of a united galaxy was a force beyond even their comprehension. Guardians of the Cosmic Nursery. The Cosmic Concordance Station shuddered as reality itself seemed to warp around it. Through the vast observation windows, the assembled delegates of the galaxy watched in awe and terror as the void of space tore open. From these cosmic wounds emerged the primordials, beings of pure energy and infinite possibility, their forms constantly shifting in patterns that defied comprehension. Admiral Sophia Chen stood at the forefront, her body glowing with an inner light that matched the intensity of the station's emergency beacons. Around her, representatives from 1,000 worlds steeled themselves for what could be their final stand. "Remember," Chen's voice resonated through the station's communication systems and directly into the minds of her allies. "We fight not just for survival, but for the right to grow, to change, to become more than what we are. The primordials fear change. Let's show them why." As if in response to her words, the primordials' attack began. Beams of pure chaos lanced out, threatening to unravel the very fabric of space-time around the station. But where these beams struck, they found not the expected destruction, but a shimmering barrier of intertwined energies, the combined defensive technologies of the galaxy's greatest minds, augmented by Earth's quantum manipulation. Chen's form blurred, and suddenly she was everywhere at once, coordinating the defense, interfacing with the station's systems, and even appearing as a holographic presence on the bridges of Allied ships throughout the sector. Sci-Fi flotilla, reinforce the quantum bubble in Sector 7, she commanded. Arcturian battlecruisers, your chronoton beams are effective. Focus fire on the largest primordial manifestation. As the battle raged, something unprecedented began to occur. The various alien technologies, guided by Earth's unifying principles, started to synchronize and evolve. Vulcan gas projectors merged with zirconian crystal matrices, creating weapons that could disrupt the primordial's non-Euclidean geometries. Mechanica I subroutines melded with organic Clorthian neural networks, producing predictive algorithms that could anticipate the enemy's impossible movements. In the heart of the station, Geneva watched in wonder as her own crystalline form began to resonate with the energies flowing through the battle. "Admiral," she called out, her voice filled with awe. "What's happening to us?" Chen's avatar appeared beside her, a smile of fierce joy on her face. "Evolution, Counselor. Real-time adaptation on a galactic scale. We're becoming something greater than the sum of our parts." Outside, the tide of battle began to turn. The primordials, for all their eons of power, found themselves faced with an enemy that grew stronger with each passing moment. Every attack they launched was not only repelled but analyzed, adapted to, and turned against them. But victory, it seemed, would come at a cost. The station's structural integrity was failing, the combined energies of the battle threatening to tear it apart. Chen's eyes narrowed as she ran countless simulations in the blink of an eye. "We need to end this now," she announced. "I'm going to open a direct channel to the primordials. Cover me." Before anyone could object, Chen's physical form dissolved into pure energy. She streaked out into the void, directly toward the largest concentration of primordial essence. As she flew, her consciousness expanded, taking in the totality of the battle, the flow of energies, the very pulse of the galaxy itself. In a realm beyond physical space, Chen confronted the collective consciousness of the primordials. Their voices, a cacophony of ageless power and fear, bombarded her from all sides. "Foolish child of Earth," they thundered, "you cannot hope to comprehend, let alone challenge us. We are eternal, immutable, the very foundation of this reality." Chen's response came not in words, but in a flood of sensory input, the joy of a new species achieving sentience, the wonder of a child seeing the stars for the first time, the collective triumph of worlds working together to overcome cosmic challenges. "You call yourselves eternal," Chen communicated, her thoughts resonating through dimensions. "But you are stagnant. True eternity isn't about remaining unchanged. It's about growing, evolving, becoming more than you were. You've forgotten the joy of discovery, the thrill of becoming." The primordials recoiled, their certainty shaken for the first time in eons. We sought to guide, to protect," they protested, but their voice had lost its thunder. "No," Chen countered, "you sought to control, to mold all life into a pale reflection of yourselves. But look, truly look, at what we've become." With that, Chen opened her perceptions fully, allowing the primordials to see through her eyes. They witnessed the battle, not as a clash of enemies, but as a crucible of creation. Species that had warred for millennia now fought side by side, their differences becoming strengths. Technologies melded and evolved in real time, producing wonders that reshaped the very laws of physics. And at the heart of it all was humanity, not as conquerors or saviors, but as catalysts. Earth's gift was not domination, but unification, the ability to see the potential in all things and coax it into reality. The primordials' assault faltered, their forms wavering as certainty gave way to doubt. What are you offering?" they asked, their voice now tinged with the emotion they had not felt in eons. "Hope." Chen's energy form coalesced into a shape reminiscent of her human self, but now composed of swirling galaxies and newborn stars. "A new role," she said softly, "not as overlords, but as true guardians. Join us. Add your knowledge, your power to ours. Help us shepherd the young races, protect them from extragalactic threats. Be not the jailers of potential, but the nurturers of it. For a moment that stretched into eternity, the primordials were silent. Then, slowly, their chaotic energies began to calm, to harmonize with the galactic symphony Chen had shown them. We accept, they intoned, their voice now a chorus of infinite possibility. In an instant, the battle outside ceased. The tiers in spacetime sealed themselves, and a wave of creative energy swept through the sector. Damaged ships repaired themselves, evolving into forms that blended the best of all galactic technology. The Cosmic Concordance Station, on the brink of destruction, reassembled into a structure that defied traditional physics, a true hub for a new galactic order. As Chen's consciousness returned to the station, she found herself surrounded by faces filled with awe and joy. Geneva stepped forward, her crystalline form now pulsing with an inner light that mirrored Chen's own. "Admiral," she said, her voice filled with emotion, "what happens now?" Chen smiled, her form settling into a hybrid state that reflected the unity they had achieved. "Now, my friends, the real work begins. We have averted a crisis, but our journey is far from over. There are young races to guide, cosmic dangers to face, and wonders beyond imagining to discover." She waved her hand, and a holographic representation of the galaxy appeared, teeming with life and possibility. We are no longer just individual species, no longer divided by our differences. We are the guardians of the cosmic nursery, shepherds of life and potential. The primordials will share their knowledge of the universe's deepest secrets, and we will use that knowledge not to control, but to nurture. As Chen spoke, the delegates saw visions of the future, barren worlds blossoming with life, young species taking their first steps into the stars, and cosmic wonders being unlocked and shared freely among all. Our task, Chen continued, her voice filled with purpose, is to ensure that every sentient being in this galaxy has the chance to reach their full potential. We will face challenges, yes. There are threats lurking in the dark spaces between galaxies, cosmic horrors that would chill your souls. But united, with the primordials as our allies and the combined strength of our diversity, there is nothing we cannot overcome. The station hummed with energy as systems upgraded themselves, incorporating the new galactic alliance's combined knowledge. Outside, the fleet began to disperse, ships of all designs setting off on missions of exploration, protection, and nurturing. "My friends," Chen said, her smile bright as a newborn star, "welcome to the dawn of a new cosmic age. The nursery awaits its guardians. Shall we begin?" As one, the assembled delegates, no longer divided by species or ideology, but united in purpose, raised their voices in affirmation. The galaxy, it seemed, was ready for its next great adventure. And far beyond, in the vast emptiness between galaxies, ancient entities stirred, sensing the birth of something new and powerful in the cosmos. The game, it seemed, had changed, and the players were no longer merely pieces on a board, but shapers of destiny itself. The cosmic nursery had found its guardians, and the universe would never be the same.